no bahanu school fe we ejramwa eni kusie eni akoko na omuko school wa ha nipa nko school ajamwa eni kusie eni preko eni omuko school mimpe o this year mi pese o mpe bie school no mame echi ekura nu bu ewurem ho a mu ya nipa yes school fe we ena omuko school ka chere mu say mi school we this year say mo ma mi plan o enya de me plan da enti mi srem
omo ambe ya ede na obe
ya yes ha on be fa school no ko on be pa jako na mi fa asase no kwa o mu ntwa mika o on be fa school no ko mi srem o mi ni abre papa fi no meet me ka papa enti mi srem o mi pesa agram wa be ko school wo mi sase no su mi penipa ni ko ne as ekura no a mi wo no eye ekura kese ma mi.
Have abandoned the road projects that we came to ahead. It's difficult.
How about the e-blocks?
Many of them. I think I'll find an opportunity to send you that many of them are being worked on across the country.
Let me just take one, Mr. President. The one in Aflao where the chief himself has complained. On here one Aflao patch say e-block no oba yenya hoshi. Inti my education minister up to February say oba yehu bibi. It's an say
minister out later.
So abre.
And on for
around saying that our manifesto promises are going to ruin the economy. I'm just so baffled. You, a president, you have presided in 8 years over the collapse of our economy. If you knew the plan that could work for the economy and be successful, why haven't you implemented that plan in 8 years? Why? If you know what can work for our economy, why is the economy collapsing in your hands after 8 years? You clearly do not understand the economic plans and underpinning the MPP manifesto. So your task is to make our economy work. You cannot do it, and now you want to say the MPP plan cannot work. You have essentially no legs to stand on in saying the MPP plan cannot work, because your own plan has collapsed the economy, and we are bringing a new plan for the economy, and a new plan that will work. It will work. We reduced taxes during our tenure of office. Corporate taxes were brought down from 32% to 25%. And at the same time, we saw a major increase in tax revenue.
Currencies depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong. Right. And the mismanagement of this economy in terms of the fundamentals is what was driving the depreciation of the currency. You can't be running double-digit deficits, double-digit current account and fiscal deficits, borrowing to this extent, financing your deficit with huge printing of money from the central bank, right, and expect your currency to be stable. The fundamentals will not support it.
Right.
They will not support
for a bailout. Well, the president says it's policy credibility, not a bailout. What should go in there? Because along the line with your predictions and the lectures you gave, you said that if things don't go well, that is where we might have to go. If we're going for a bailout, what are we asking for?
Well, I think I did make the point, I think, in my last major lecture in Ghana, that if the government doesn't take certain decisions, we will end up with a request for a bailout from the IMF. And this is exactly what has happened. Mismanagement has consequences. Bad policies have consequences. And Ghana is going to
Labado look at Asafa make a maja me. I'm telling them today, this is an opportunity for me to speak. They should demonstrate and who follow them. What is it? I get waiting for 2024. They should go anywhere. They should go through wherever they wanted to go.
Yeah, it's not that to me. You are getting shika if you're ready. That's why I'm hospital. You buy a few. One be get shika never get feel ready. A large afa. I don't know where.
Chanakapa Ibragbo. Didn't fail a monkey. What the police hospital? I'm in a jail. Swat clinic wa bagbenai. Vale, no the police hospital. I can tashi na kumo general hospital. Company Rich Hospital. I'm malefio fio. Mane Rich Hospital.
You were papa the best sympathy. She kept you like a sympathy. The way you will put in the shia. Yeah, yet Nitamu, yeah, Nitamu war. I don't think I don't fear about it.
You need money go ahead there for prayer. What foundation is it? Now attempt the deal already here. I trust you for the was thank you, Mr. President. But say my bull Nigerian hospital. You see, I pack La Pack, Nigerian Pack, and then Nigerian hospital.
I've said it and I'll repeat it again. Those who are coming to this administration thinking that it's an avenue for making a lot of money are going to be disappointed. They better go to the private sector. That is where people make money, not in government.
See toilets, Amamu. Yeah, they see toilets. In all, yeah, they see 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all.
They take your IC. This government, they put delivery trackers, also toilet. Toilet be district assembly them work. Why national government, they tell people waiting you do, then toilet be district assembly. That one we know the counter.
You were advised to resign. Asked to resign. What was the reason?
Well, it was all over. Sometimes, I just wash it off my back. It was all over Mary. So over Kaya, you position. Yeah, Mary who did the power. In fact, not contract, and yet. Yeah, say, you power. You be cheap. Okay. Ghana 40, I say, only 2 million shares. You call your first early cabinet meetings. And a president, my actual written instruction, cabinet instructions, so the cabinet secretary. Say, America, Yanko, Niyankuchep. Timmy Frere, Attorney General's Department, Energy Commission, Ministry of Finance, one more stakeholders. They could transfer a contract. There was a contract which you.
American.
Yachichiri and Seguyachi. Abuya Brayuso. For example, investment in 520 million. Which are penalties near dear with you 680 million. Who are now by?
680 million.
More than the investment of the Uchamwa. Now, Ucham, you know, 680 million. No more Tasso equipment. Tucham, you be report to my cabinet. Then cabinet says, any among renegotiate. America, so no more can say they are willing to renegotiate. So Obekaya Samren so na Honorable K.T. Hammond, or the emotion of rescission, Parliament say Amerifoɔ no betwa ntoro kyerɛ wɔn wɔ parliament. Enti na wɔn approve power purchase agreement. Enti wɔn
Asanteman FM 107.3
ne sign na itwem. Ɛno da hɔ. Ɛma yɛfrɛ yɛn nyinaa ɛkɔ parliamentary committee on mines and energy. Yɛkɔdi adanse. Ɛno nankyɛn. President Noati committee headed by lawyer Addison.
Philip Addison.
Philip Addison.
Okay.
And assisted by lawyer Vicky Bright. Say, yanko na ye yanko ye renegotiation. Committee a yeti ye no, wache jako menka ho.
Committee na mko ye renegotiation no.
Menka ho.
Sector minister nka ho.
Debi.
Why?
Papa, die otimi no. Owro oka wa for wabeti. Papa, ono na president. And also what committee. And also won't come on. What didn't you go said? You don't have that right. He is the president.
Exactly.
What in a committee of 18 men come home. And I share what you must say. One of the instructions was that Amerifor nan kasa de. Me and your muni bibia. Yen cha womo sukra. Nemo a company called Metka. Omo operating machines. Omo any negotiations. Ya preso. Committee the year almost small selection. Say omo call Dubai to start the negotiation. Omo koi. Addison num di kan koi. Omo koi no. First day there. Na aya basako. Yes, resre. Second day, na ase mood ni sisa. Third day, ena Arabs ni kansa mo free kromongo. Ti Addison friend, me nam si bo mo mesene ko. Obi krom. Wonim de de beyo. Mo so mo no
Asanteman FM 107.3.
Ena om sisa am ho bae. Omo bae no ena me bo president amane. Ena me ko hu national security minister. Said the essence into negotiations no yentwem ne yenye no hostile investigation.
Okay.
Emayeko fa an international investigations company. E from Kroll and Associates.
Kroll, yeah.
Kroll also started a produce documents a cinema. Committee in come. There set a committee terms of reference. Omu ye omwechuma.
That whichever of you wins, the MPP candidate will run on the MPP's record. And the message you gave us in 2015 was the economy. And the economy has gone south. I'll give you a few examples. You know this already. Exchange rate under Mahama, the West,
3.8.
It never got to 4.
3.82
to the dollar. If you take Akufo-Addo's exchange rate from the time he was voted to today, from 4 to 12. I mean, there you have it. I'm even being charitable. 2021 from 6. Look at the jump. If you push this further into 2017, Mahama never went to 4.
Yes, I agree.
Debt to GDP. When it got to 70, all hell broke loose. You are in the 90s. Inflation. You made lots of noise about Mahama not meeting single-digit inflation. You are in the mid-40s. We haven't spoken about unemployment. We haven't spoken about the bank job losses. The MPP's economic record is atrocious. So, should you guys not be what? I mean, what are you going to tell? Fine, whoever wins, I don't care. Kojo, Poku, whatever. What are you going to tell Ghanaians? Why should we vote for anybody from MPP?
Here is what I'll say. Yes, the economy is tough. Yes, we've made mistakes. But I still have an abiding faith in the MPP's ability to recover itself. Short time period, yes. But we can do it. First of all, I am of a political conviction and background that we need not be doggish or slavish about things. You asked that we are going to campaign on President Akufo-Addo's record. Yes, to a very large extent. But it should be possible to prefer alternatives, to make admissions and prefer alternatives. Because you see, our ideology, the liberal democracy ideology that we subscribe to, is not a straitjacket. It's not dogmatic. It allows you options within policy framework to attain the same goal. So if we pass Route A and it gave us problems, nothing precludes us in saying that yes, Route A was fested with problems, therefore we are going to go through Route B. That is what I meant earlier by saying that a leader must be able to admit errors and readjust, as it were.
So I thought he was going to get his third question. That's why I was waiting. But since he has no question, can I ask my question on this matter before you move on to the next question? May I find out from the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, since he's a cabinet minister, has he at any point in time received any form of briefing on the status of the National Cathedral to date? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Of this project. Mr. Speaker, the leader is asking me to divulge information relating to cabinet deliberations. Mr. Speaker, as you should know, I take an oath of secrecy. I'll be unable to divulge that information. Thank you. Honourable Minister, the question was simply, have you received any briefing? That is not any information.
As a minister or
as a member of cabinet?
Sorry, Mr. Speaker.
A member of cabinet. Has cabinet received any information to your knowledge on this program?
Mr. Speaker, but that is the answer I'm giving, which is that if he's asking me a question as a minister, have I received any briefing in relation to National Cathedral? That I can provide. But if he's asking me to answer whether or not cabinet...
So answer the question as a minister. Have you received any briefing?
Mr. Speaker, as a minister, I have not. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, this question I think has lapsed because I asked it about a year ago, and I got some, information that. So let me move. I'll stand that down and then move to the next one.
Very well. So you are not asking 1321. Very well. So
the land on which the National Cathedral is being constructed, measuring approximately 16.26 acres, forms part of a large tract of land acquired by the state in 1910 by a certificate of title dated 29 September 1910. Mr. Speaker, apart from the public institutions that occupy the area, 4 private institutions had interest in the land, in addition to the Embassy of the Republic of Mali. All these institutions have been provided with alternative public lands. The Embassy of the Republic of Mali and Waterstone Realty Limited have been relocated to airports. The Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, has been relocated to Roman Ridge. Numo Logistics Limited has been relocated to Cantonment, and Comsys Limited has been relocated to East Ridge. Thus, Mr. Speaker, all persons, both public and private, who were affected by the construction have been adequately compensated by way of alternative properties. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Friday, the 28th day of July 2023. By His grace, we're live and we're here. Yet another edition of the show. Gratitude to go to Most High God. The privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having that conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Controversy over 2 fishers' death at sea. Speaker clears air on WE law. Education Ministry reverses decision on a disabled student. Girl Graphic pledge to promote national interest. New Weekend Crusading Guide. Fight against corruption, impunity, and injustice. Voices of clergy, media, CSOs not loud enough, says National Development Conference. Alliance number 2 position signifies victory. Catherine Afeku fires hard at cynics. Minister commissions Tamale wastewater treatment plant. Kwabenya Queen Mother Hut under pressure to refund over 8.9 billion for illegal sale of Ghana Atomic Energy Commission land. Coming up, how Morning Star School proprietors snapped GES after arbitrary dismissals. The Insight. Cecilia Adapa, Professor Enokentri rubbishes $800,000 funeral donation claim. Moncada, SMG hails Cuba's efforts to build just society against imperialism. Coalition of Ghanaians without Ghana card blasted NIA over alleged selective registration. Reject EC's insistence on sole use of Ghana card for 2024. Glimpses of an end game in Ukraine. Daily Guide. Mahama dumps Nana hands for new VIP. Parliament amends whistleblower contract acts. Adisado, bullying student arrested. Bench warrant for Christian Divine Church leaders. Marijuana smoking not legalized. Bagbin. The Herald. Apostle Paul Adomochri. You gave him a new title. Finds, okay, so the Herald decided to play a joke with the name. Okay, Cecilia, but they put Cecilia in quote. Cecilia Dapa's $1 million owner in a cemetery as Oponkuma and MPP communicators ran from her stinginess. New lottery game pack hits town. Banda MP to drop names of government appointees who have lost millions. Dr. Opuni challenges adoption of Onyanuge's proceedings. The Ghanaian Observer. Digitalization helping to reshape Ghana's moral fiber. Vice President Baumia. St. Sylvanus Catholic Church celebrates 75 years. Game Park Limited unveils new ultra-modern draw studio. 23rd Community Mining Scheme to create 7,500 direct jobs. Government. 1,000 cubic meter Tamale wastewater treatment plant commissioned. John Kumar rubbishes land grab allegations. The Ghanaian publisher. Lands Ministry denies granting lithium license. Digitization reshaping Ghana. Baumia. Disregard content of viral video. John Kumar, 20 million euros. Tamale wastewater treatment plant inaugurated. The Daily Statesman. Digital tech reshaping economy. Dr. Baumia. Don't take Supreme Court for granted. Jachikwe Sin told. NEIP boss equips over 3,000 people in Asante Achim Central. NPA boss. PPMS paves way for efficient monitoring and quality fuel. The Finder. Tracking devices fixed on 68 excavators for pilot phase of electronic monitoring of excavators. Akosia Menu promises development, more jobs for Adenta. 9.24 million HIV positive persons not on treatment due to stigma. NLA engaging Finance Ministry, GRA over 10% lotto tax. Awuku. Access Bank pledges support for Ghana's pharmaceutical industry. Alan for President campaign postpones planned Ashanti regional derbys. And that's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Stand to win your share of up to 10 million Ghana cedis in prizes with Betway's Scratch and Win. You can earn your first scratch card by playing table games, slots, or quick games. Scratch and reveal a range of exciting prizes from smartphones to fuel vouchers and more. Visit www.betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
JA Plant Food Ghana Limited has introduced the all-new Jetto X70 Plus to the market. Jetto X70 Plus is a modern, spacious family SUV with a stylish design, advanced technology, and outstanding quality that promises you luxury with affordability. Jetto X70 Plus comes with an exceptional engine warranty of 4 years or 100,000 kilometers, giving you the ultimate peace of mind for years to come. And our dedicated service center at JA Plant Food offers you a wide range of car services and world-class customer support. Be exclusive and outstanding. Get yourself the all-new Jetto X70 Plus. Get in touch with JA Plant Food Ghana Limited on 020-0000-831 or info@japlantfoodgh.com. Visit japlantfoodgh.com for more information.
Everybody knows Acrobato, and if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chese na me ankasa me period na say problems wom. Ntina ma wo ho idea ma me. Papa chese na nya asem ketewa. Na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro. Mo meduro me fire no. Ene ma won kra me enu. Foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba. Head everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante. And then call end point. Omama nura and then why dear what me sorry anante.
That's end point for you.
Hello. Hey, Oshisho what chair?
Okay.
A free bra would the end point what dance. I'm a choir no. Me Joseph say my name Koye and pass one of my name and then Gina Sabema. Now me be here for the one in
You heard everything. I have secret. End point is my secret. End point homeopathy clinic. I'm free. Blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you now, and couple the makers in Srano they were.
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Emma up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Takrani. Efiekuma. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
Yamawako about the bad Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie, a bano care see near Wakadia. Ubenya Biwaha. Care Bian in the house, and in you here. Yansu ye wo hwenim de fo a obeso anu yi ama. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories ye dwumedie de. Eye 24/7 o. Ye siesie wo engine, wo brake, battery, yesesa wo tire. Se ba no car wash de a. Ye wo abefun fidie bi ti se steamer ye de horo car engine abra nsuo nko engine nim. Ye san ye detailing metre se ye betwetwe car no mu ba bia ama. Ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama. Enye we no nko ye san to car batteries, tires, rims, any the keke count. Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories Emma Oka and Sine Dadem, then word you mamma. Shusha Yechira Quine wa Dansuma na sorry down who are any KFC boy henimu e one crying. So open information and answer Bisebia. Fresh 024 651 9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. O quine so young papa.
The matters arising out of the passage of the Narcotics Control Commission Amendment Bill 2023. Honorable members, I am before you today to address a matter of national importance that has recently found its way into public discourse. My attention has been drawn to a series of media reports and various social media discussions revolving around the legality of cannabis, the use of cannabis in Ghana. It appears that there is a significant misunderstanding or misinterpretation
of the nature and intent of recent legislative changes. The subject at hand, has its origins in the Narcotics Control Commission Act, passed by Parliament in 2020, Act 1019, which served to modernize and strengthen our country's approach to narcotics control. This legislation, as noted in the memorandum to the bill, was born out of diligent research, extensive consultation, and careful consideration of our societal realities. Recent reports, however, seem to have misunderstood or misrepresented some sections of the Act, causing unnecessary confusion and alarm, especially in light of the recent passage of the Narcotics Control Commission Amendment Bill 2023. It is my intention today to provide accurate information, thereby restoring a level of understanding, confidence, and trust in our legal and legislative process. Nature of current trends. There are a lot of people now in the streets telling their colleagues that we have legalized the use of marijuana, of weed, of narcotics. We haven't done such a thing. And I want to once again urge the law enforcement agencies to continue to enforce the law. We haven't done such a thing. I thank you so much.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have Nana Akomia, who's the managing director of STC, and is back from the West. Good morning, Nana.
Morning, Randy.
Right. Also with me on the show this morning is also the son of man, member of parliament for the North Tongue constituency, and he's also back from the opposite of the West. Sadova, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Doc. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you again. So, you know, it gets to a point in life where it becomes challenging using the stairway. Sometimes it has to do with physical infirmities or aging, and you're unable to enjoy what you would want to refer to as the fruits of your labor, the beautiful home that you've built, or the mansion that you've built, or that elegant office that you've actually put up. But you need not worry because with the portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVEs, you're sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a simple to use self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility to choose from. You may call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modification to your building. Visit Lifts and Elevators Ghana at Sakumono for your solutions and free consultations. You can reach Lift and Elevators Ghana on 0200-535-515, 0200-535-515, or email at elevatorsgh@gmail.com. That's Lift and Elevators. Right. Now, welcome back from the West.
Thank you.
What were you doing?
You mean from the campaign?
Yes.
Yes, I got back yesterday after a 4 days tour with Dr. Baumia. We went to 12 constituencies. There's a funeral, an old classmate of mine passed, and he was North Carnation boys, so I had to go for the funeral. But I should be joining them in the central region, because they'll be running up the Western region tour
today or tomorrow, if there's no change in the schedule. And then we'll be going from the Asankragua areas straight into the Denchira areas, which is the central region. So I should be joining them. But it's grueling, doing 4 constituencies a day. And Dr. Baumia speaks for an hour at each constituency. So he speaks for about 4 hours a day. And then the traveling in between. Some of the distances are, between Takoradi and Hafasini on Wednesday, for example, took 4 hours. From Takoradi to Hafasini, the Jomoro constituency.
Is it a road network?
The roads are not
distance?
good.
Yes.
The roads are not good. And the rains have been heavy in the western region. And it's affected most of the roads. And there's supposed to be work going on, but they've been stalled because of the IMF. And there has to be a go-ahead from the IMF when they are satisfied with the... Because many of these major projects have loan components. And so government has been asked to hold on, because when you continue, the loan components will come into effect. So if you take the Kwashi, Obechabi Lamte, and some of these major projects, PTC, interchange in Takoradi and so on, they've all been stalled, waiting for a certain stability in the debt profile for the go-ahead. So,
well, maybe more of the agreements on the external credit testing.
Yes.
Yes. So
yes.
Once an agreement is reached, then they would see how.
Yeah, they can. So the roads are in poor shape in Takoradi and generally in some of the highways in the western region. So it took about 4 hours to get to one constituency, and then we came to Elembele, which is another 70 kilometers or so where we had a meeting. So the traveling time by bus, and then speaking for an hour, and then when you get there, the razzmatazz, you have to go through the delegates, shaking hands. Even some of us on the sidelines, you get shoved if you are not standing on your ground, because there's all kinds of excitement and turmoil and all of that. So it's grueling, but it's very rewarding when you see the reaction from the delegates. That really is what keeps us going. The reaction has been fantastic. When we went to Ashanti 2 weeks ago, because majority of the contestants are from Ashanti region, about 7 of them, I think, I wasn't expecting a certain kind of reaction from the delegates in Ashanti. So I was pleasantly shocked to see the reaction from the Ashanti delegates, constituency after constituency. We're trying to restrain chairmen from declaring that no, but they just couldn't help themselves now. Chairman after chairman, you speak to them, well, whatever it is, just have a welcome address, and then, but they get a mic and the excitement, they kept declaring. It's amazing. And I have no doubt that Baumia is going to carry the day.
Right. Okay, so that's the news from the West. Sammy, last week, you just when I thought that we were going to have you on the show because of some of the issues that had just come up, I was told that you were off there to go and engage in some.
Let's call it parliamentary diplomacy.
So was it a parliamentary delegation that went?
Yes.
It's a parliamentary delegation.
Yeah, I led.
It was an official.
Yes, we received an invitation from the State Duma, the Russian parliament. Originally, 4 of us were supposed to go from the Foreign Affairs Committee, but only 2 of us managed to make it. So I led the delegation as ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Who is the other member?
The other member was the Honorable Zuwaira Ibrahima from Salaga South.
Okay.
So it was a good trip. We had the Duma opened up to us. We met the leadership of 6 committees. I like the name of their committee for security and corruption control.
Hey.
Security and corruption control. That was quite
not corruption eradication.
Control. And they are quite modest in their expectations when it comes to the corruption fight. And we met our counterparts in the Foreign Affairs Committee. They have a very unique committee, the Committee on Social Policy and Veterans Affairs. Quite an interesting committee. The interactions were quite revealing. You know, they take social interventions very seriously in Russia, right from 6 weeks in your mother's womb. They begin to take care of you all the way to the grave. They have social policies for, you know, for all Russians, all the way to your burial. There's even a package that the Russian government will give your family. And interestingly, they've increased the retirement age. It's now 60-65. It used to be 55 and 50. So 55 for men and 50 for women is now 60 and 55 for women. 60 for men and 55 for women. They believe that women have to always juggle, do so much. With you know, raising children, motherhood, taking care of the home and all of that. So you shouldn't pressure them, you know, and let them retire the same time as men, because they have to sometimes take a maternity leave and they don't finish raising the children and they have to return to work and all of that. And we men, you know, are quite allowed by nature to concentrate on our work. So quite an interesting, you know, stuff. And interestingly, that same week, the Parliament had just passed their own LGBTQI legislation, and they are saying that they will outlaw all LGBTQ marriages. They would not also allow LGBTQ practitioners to adopt, because if you want children, then go through the right natural procedure. So Putin signed.
And no sex change.
Yes, no sex change. They say that their health systems have more important things to focus on. They don't want to be changing sexes of people and all of that. So quite far-reaching anti-LGBTQI legislation, and perhaps as we are in the process of also having ours passed, we could draw some lessons, share some ideas as parliaments between the two legislative bodies. Putin has signed it, and this visit was ahead of the Russia-Africa Summit. So as we speak, there's a government of Ghana delegation. So we were the precursor, because their Duma rises today. No, they were to rise. They were to rise on Monday this week, earlier this week, so that they could all move to St. Petersburg. You know, the Duma sits in Moscow, so they all moved to St. Petersburg for the Russia-Africa Summit. So we were to, as it were, prepare the grounds, have ideas exchange, let them know what the people of Africa want, what African parliaments want.
So there were other African MPs
who had come earlier.
Okay.
Who had come earlier. The week we went, which is last week, the focus was on Ghana. So they did roll the red carpet. They gave us full access. We even observed some of the sessions. We went into the Duma, which they normally do not allow even Russian citizens to have access into their chamber, just like us. Our chamber, when you are not an MP, you are described under standing orders as a stranger, you know. unless you have express permission from the speaker. So it was a very, very good visit. I was quite surprised though that despite all the news in the Western media that all the major international brands had left and that the Russian economy was on its knees and they were queuing and struggling and all of that. I didn't see any of that. I mean, all the major brands, name them. I mean, whether it's Prada, whether it's Ferragamo, whether it's Chanel, whether it's, I mean, just name all the brands, just name them. They seem to be doing business. It's not clear if probably there's some arrangement where the Russian, oligarchs have taken over.
They own, they own them. They are franchises.
Probably owning the franchise.
They are owned by Russians. Yeah.
But it's clear that they are using the current situation to strengthen their economy. The Russian rubles has become even much stronger than before. They have also beefed up their manufacturing sector. They have only now started manufacturing their own commercial aircraft. Previously they were the major partners for Boeing, and they were the major buyers. But now they are manufacturing their own aircrafts. So you can see that to some extent they are making sure that the current challenges does not affect their economy. But we were clear in our engagements with them, but we are a non-aligned country. We have always stood for peace and stability. There's no substitute to global peace and stability. And we think that they call it a special operation in Ukraine. We think that special operation must really be brought to an end. There has been untold hardship, loss of life, pain, anguish, injuries. And I mean, the world doesn't need war. The world doesn't need war. So we made it clear that we really, really wish that they end that special operation. It's the wish of a lot of African people, the people we represent, that we will have a fair and just world, a world without bloodshed, without war.
I read last week that they've signaled that they are backing out of the arrangements they had with the UN and Turkey.
Yes.
Over the Ukrainian grains going through Russia.
Yes.
They said they are backing up.
Yes, they gave us that indication. But you see, what I found...
So are they going to have a special arrangement with Africa?
Yes, they want to do that. They want to do that. And Putin has a proposal on the table. But we are saying that, look, let's see an end to this special operation, this war.
What did they say to that?
They are saying that it's really because of the war that certain pathways have been destroyed. But they themselves admit, interestingly, that you see, there is the pathway for oil and gas to Europe. That one is intact, and they continue to send gas, particularly to Germany, the UK, France, Belarus, and the other European neighbors. That is intact, and they are still paying Ukraine, the Ukrainian government, for being a transit point. That transaction has not been affected at all, and the Europeans are still benefiting from the gas. So we made the point that, look, if you have found a way, despite the war, to protect those pathways, you need to do same, so that Africa can also benefit. I think they want to create a new route, for Africa. But really, the war must end. And we reminded them about our great historical ties. To be fair to the Russians, unlike the European neighbors, they never engaged in the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade. They never participated. They don't believe in slavery. They never also participated in colonialism. So for a long time, they have been an ally to Africa. And people must understand that context. I mean, there are some of my friends who thought that, we should have declined the invitation. What are you going to do with Russia? But I think there is a certain lack of understanding of the deep historical ties that we have had with Russia. Remember that in the Battle of Quinto Canaveral, in 1987 to 1988, which was the final battle. And that's the biggest conventional warfare in Africa. That is what broke the back of the apartheid regime in South Africa. The Soviet Union backed Africa fully with the Cubans, you know, and eventually apartheid was defeated in South Africa. So if you look at the history, they have always been with us. I mean, our first president, Kwame Nkrumah, had very good relations. They were here helping us to establish the Atomic Agency. Indeed, but for the coup of 24 February 1966, Ghana was on the verge of becoming a nuclear power. We will have been the first African country to have full nuclear capacity, and we will have used ours for electricity, for industrialization, and all of that, not for warmongering. You know, so if you look at this history, naturally, you must understand why a lot of Africans have a soft spot for Russia, because they have, for a very long time, stood on the side of Africa. They did not engage in slavery. They did not engage in colonialism. They were with us during the battle to uproot the apartheid regime. At the time that the West, and some of them have apologized for that, at the time that the West had labeled the ANC as a terrorist group, and Nelson Mandela, can you believe that, was on the watch list as a terrorist, even in the United States of America. The Russian policy for Africa was right. They got it right. They saw that the apartheid regime was a racist regime. They were engaged in discrimination, and they had absolutely no business continuing with that, you know, apartheid policy in South Africa. So it's been a good visit. I think ties have been deepened. We must always promote parliamentary diplomacy, and I believe that Africa has emerged as a more credible voice, a more trusted voice.
So when
for peace talks, for the invasion of Ukraine, or the special operation of Ukraine, however you want to call it, to end. Because if you notice, all the European leaders who have gone there,
when they ask you, you said you went there to tell them from the African point of view,
yes,
what our developmental needs are.
Yeah.
What did you tell them?
No, what are our, yes, so developmental needs, but also our view about the current situation, and we made clear the fact that we've always been a non-aligned country, and we are for peace. We are not for war. But I told you about how we made a point about the need to make sure that the new route is quickly established, so that the grain arrangement is not affected. But most importantly, we said that, look, at this point in time, you can't wish for greater investments, greater trade, greater cooperation if there is war. You know, so our wish really is for the war to end. That's more fundamental, and that's the point that we made very, very strongly.
So this was before the summit.
Yes, this
the
is
summit
before the
where
summit.
they have
Yes.
invited
Yes.
Africa.
Yes. So the summit is going on now. It ends today. The government delegation is led by the Honorable Kandapa. So when we were leaving, they were moving straight to St. Petersburg for the summit. The Honorable Deputy Foreign Minister, Honorable Aprechum.
Was there some connection between your delegation and the government's official delegation?
Yes, there's been some communication that the clerks would send a report to the Foreign Ministry. So Honorable Aprechum will be well briefed about our engagement. Yeah.
But your committee, the two, didn't have any connection with the Aprechum and Kandapa?
No, they were not with us. Because they are going straight to the summit.
So that you'll be speaking with the same voice. Was there any meeting to align your thoughts before you got there?
No, that we didn't have the opportunity. It's a legitimate concern, but we didn't have the opportunity. You know, whilst we are leaving, because their Duma is rising, their parliament is rising. And
the last summit they had, the African summit, 40 presidents. This time there's about 20.
Yeah.
What accounts for that?
But let's wait for the final, the rapporteur's report. it's likely that even though heads of states may have reduced, even the African participation may have increased. You may have delegations still there, even though their presidents are not there. So let's wait for the final report.
Maybe even the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war could be a reason why some particular presidents will not.
That could be.
So is that the role the red carpet for you?
Yes.
Okay. And when you got back, your house helps took your back. They took your bags. The contents are intact.
Dr. Abbey, let me state for the avoidance of doubt that
I mean, if you come from Russia, your bags will be full of rubles. I'm not too sure if the typical house.
Let me state for the avoidance of doubt that there were exchange of gifts. We do our usual kente, and then they had plaques, and so no cash exchange of gifts, no cash donation. And these days, I'm not sure households are interested in artifacts. The one hard currency.
Do you know what Nana Nkomeah has been doing?
No.
Since he went to office.
No.
You know, he's every morning, you know, in front of the house helps, he does his karate routine. You know, and the black belt is in the living room.
What they see me do is just jogging. That's all. They see me jogging.
But they know about your taekwondo.
Oh, it does the drill. So they know that when he does about 2-3 kicks, they know that hey, they all confirm the sika. But
you see, the danger with Nana Nkomeah's situation is that when they finally lay hold of whatever he's keeping, they will not come back. Yeah, unlike and that's more dangerous. You know, at least for Auntie Sisi, they were around. They remained around, and so she could retrieve a bit. She could do some retrievals.
Anyway, so let's look at, the last 2 weeks ago was when there was a court decision.
Yes.
But then in your absence, Shraj.
Yes.
I didn't know that there were objections.
Oh, yes. Major objections.
Yeah, I didn't know that there were objections to the Shraj thing. Because, all along, what we're told was that you had gone to Shraj.
Yes.
The affected persons were cooperating with Shraj. But then when we read, I actually read the details of the Shraj decision, and I realized that there indeed were actually some very serious objections, trying to oust the jurisdiction of Shraj as far as this issue is concerned. Can you take us through what actually the issues are?
Yes, so you recall that on the 16th of January, when I broke the story about the double identity and conflict of interest scandal at the National Cathedral Secretariat, or within the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral Secretariat, where I revealed that a key member of the board, the former secretary of the board, he was the foundation secretary before Godfred Yeboah-Dame took over as secretary, who has now resigned. I did also a few days ago reveal that the Attorney General has jumped ship.
When did he resign?
He resigned on the 19th of January.
This year?
This year.
19th
January 2023.
What were his reasons?
So I have a copy of his letter here. The Executive Council, National Cathedral, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, resignation as secretary. Respectfully, as you are aware, at incorporation, I am named as secretary to the Executive Council of the National Cathedral of Ghana. However, owing to my limited involvement in the affairs of the organization and the demands of my office, I deem it necessary to vacate the position for a new secretary to be appointed. In the circumstances, I hereby respectfully notify you of my immediate resignation as secretary to the Executive Council. I wish the organization the best of God's blessings in the years ahead.
Limited involvement.
Limited involvement. So very clever resignation letter. Many analysts believe that he wants to create an insulation for himself because it's been full of scandals.
When was this resignation?
On the 19th of January 2023. It was kept away from everybody, from the public. But as usual, we keep digging and intercepting documents. I have the response here. The board of the National Cathedral met and accepted the resignation letter and has now appointed a new secretary. They have now appointed Senna Chartered Secretaries Limited. Interestingly, a company which has some interest in ownership. The appointment takes effect from the 16th of March 2023. So from the 16th of March, and I followed up to the...
So the board of the National Cathedral met?
Yes.
Are you privy to those who were in attendance?
Well, I have the resolution signed by Apostle Professor Opoku-Nyina and Reverend Dr. Joyce Rosalind Aye. They don't tell us who were in attendance, but they signed the board resolution. These two, Apostle Professor Opoku-Nyina and Reverend Dr. Joyce Rosalind Aye. So they communicated to the Office of the Registrar of Companies that they should amend their records accordingly. And I have the amended records here. The Articles of Incorporation reveal that Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, the Attorney General, is no longer the Secretary, and that Senna Chartered Secretaries have taken over. They have a lady called Esther Obin-Dakon, who is from Senna Chartered Secretaries. So she is replacing Godfrey Yeboah-Dame. It's quite revealing because remember that I had been going after the Attorney General that really, if you are interested in going after people who make false statutory declarations, who mislead public officers, who are engaging in criminality, and now I can say that without a fact, the High Court, Human Rights Division, has ruled that the conduct of Kusi Boateng Edu-Gyamfi borders on criminality. Borders on criminality. So if you are an Attorney General, Minister of Justice, not selective justice, but justice, you can't be going after Honorable Kwesi, saying he should be having a daily trial, should be prosecuted on a daily basis. And then your board member, who you are sitting with, and this resignation has come late in the day. In 2023, these matters were happening from 2019 all the way to 2022. Indeed, the relevant period is 2021, where he was there. So even though his resignation letter, clever as he thinks he is, saying I have had limited involvement, you are the boss secretary.
It's probably been factual.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't exonerate you. It doesn't excuse you. It does not absolve him. So, look, if we are in a country of law and order, rule of law, justice is blind, justice is not discriminating. How is it that he is even still serving on the board? Kusi Boateng Edu-Gyamfi, whatever the real name is, only God really knows. Is still serving on the board, has not been fired, he hasn't resigned, he's not being prosecuted. And yet the Honorable Kwesi, look, if you look at the charges against Honorable Kwesi, the Attorney General's department doesn't have to do a lot of work. You can just juxtaposition. Deceit of public officer, false statutory declarations, misleading public officers. I mean, are these not charges that apply fair and square? In this case, when a court of competent jurisdiction, the Human Rights Court, has said, and look, the judge did not mince words, even went after his lawyers, that they should have offered him some better advice. So you have a situation where an Attorney General who is so associated to this cabal is turned the other, is looking the other way. He is not showing any interest. No prosecutions have begun, and yet is going after political opponents. Be that as it may, on the 24th of July, 2023, Shraj offered or delivered a very significant ruling. So since the 16th of January, when I petitioned Shraj on these matters, with the exception of the controller...
I've just realized why you did not name the ownership of that. I've just discovered why.
Ownership of what?
Just the company that is now the secretary to the cathedral.
Is there a problem with it? Is there a problem with the ownership?
I'll tell you off air.
Mischievous Dr. Randiabe.
Off air, I'll tell you why he didn't discuss it.
Why? What's the problem?
I'll tell you off air.
So, Doc,
yes.
on the...
I understand you're not doing full disclosure.
Oh, no. I've always been
just like...
I've always been
just like he's still
disclosure.
not told us the reasons for his
no, that's
resignation from the committee.
Why are you not doing full disclosure?
Oh, no, that's no issue. I just didn't want to walk into family
just go
matters. But I mean,
you are related to them?
My uncle is behind it. So that's a problem.
So because of that, you don't do full disclosure?
No, that's I mean, it's irrelevant, really, but no problem. I mean, as I've told you.
So if your uncle was involved, you do full disclosure?
No. I mean, I've made a point that it has interest in ownership. I just
so
didn't
once you
want
brought that there's ownership of interest, you should let us know.
This is public information. It's public information.
No, but we're having a discussion, and I need to be fully apprised because maybe I have a comment.
I have made full disclosure.
You need full disclosure.
No, you said from your uncle.
Yes, the appointee on the Council of State. Uncle Sami Okujeto.
His company is now the secretary.
He's behind, Senna Charter Secretaries.
So they are now the secretaries to the Cathedral Committee.
Yes, not him. I must say that he's appointed Esther. The company.
But there's nothing wrong.
Yes, I haven't said there's anything wrong. That's why I said that.
The way you were making it mysterious.
No, it's nothing mysterious.
And you were restrained because your uncle is involved.
How was I restrained? I revealed that he has interest in ownership. I didn't want to put myself at the center of matters, But back to weightier matters. Let's not be distracted by needless diversions.
So, Randy, you have to restrain. One second. We're having a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Randy makes a point. You make a point. I want clarification. How can you say that is a distraction?
Nana Kevin De Bruyne.
How can you say that's a distraction?
So,
I'm asking for clarification.
Clarification. Okay.
And you've given it.
Okay, so I substitute distraction with clarification. Are you happy? Can I proceed?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So on the 24th of July,
for those of you involved in political communications, I hope you are learning.
Learning how to restrain themselves.
So
Eric has a family members.
How to take advantage of openings,
which are offered by the host. Is the reason why I quickly made a point that there's interest in ownership. But back to the more substantive issue. So on the 24th of July, a very significant date. You know that 24th of July is the day we commemorate the passing of the only president to die in office, my mentor, the iconic Professor Mills. So the day brought us significant good news. The commission...
Today is the birthday of my late mother.
Oh, okay.
Should have been what?
77.
Okay.
Oh.
So the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice delivered a significant ruling. So all along since the 16th of January, when this petition was lodged on all of these matters bordering on double identity, conflict of interest, the respondents, there are 7 of them, the Finance Minister, Controller Accountant General, the National Cathedral Board of Trustees, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, Victor Kusi-Boateng, Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, all of them except the Controller Accountant General raised preliminary objections on the jurisdiction of Shraj to proceed with their investigations. They did not contest the substance. the evidence before Shraj. Remember that I was making the point about conflict of interest, that the same person on the board of the trustees as Victor Kusi-Boateng is the same person at JNS Talent Center Limited who received payment of 2.6 million Ghana cedis for no work done. Really, my contention is that they were not contractors. They don't have any contract with the National Cathedral and should not have received that payment. And so, unknown to all of us, but for the investigations we did, we would not have known that it's the same person really transferring funds to his other identity under another company, another entity. You know, so that really is the background. The opposition that the respondents filed, they are saying that matters of this nature should not be entertained by Shraj. Particularly, they are referring to the procurement breaches, because remember that in my petition I also raised the issue that there had been no respect for the procurement laws of our country. I did raise a right to information request to Shraj, and to the PPA, and the PPA responded that when it comes to the National Cathedral, they have not engaged in any approval. The project has not been brought before them, which is a major legal violation so far as the procurement law is concerned. They are saying that within the Procurement Act are remedies, and there should be a separate forum to deal with those breaches. It should not be Shraj's matter to look at. Shraj should not be bothered with those matters. But Shraj has delivered a very erudite ruling, very detailed one, and they have overruled all the objections by the 6 respondents. And what is significant is that Shraj has, let me just read the last paragraph. It says that for the above enunciated reasons, the preliminary objections raised by the respondents are overruled, and the Commission will thus continue with its investigations into the matter. And it's signed by Joseph Whittle, the Commissioner of Shraj. So Shraj is now going to delve into the merits, into the substantive matters before it. And this is very significant. If these objections had been sustained or had been entertained by Shraj, it will mean that the petition is dead, and Shraj will not have gone into these matters to look into these very, very grave matters that have come up. So I want to commend Shraj for the courage. We've always talked about having strong institutions. I mean, it's not easy for a constitutional body to look up to all of these, if you like, prominent Ghanaians and overrule the objection. I mean, the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, everybody knows, very powerful relative of the president. You have all of these board of trustees, Professor Opoku Nyina and others who all filed objections. And there are the other respondents, Edu Jemfi, Kusi-Boateng and others. So I want to commend Shraj. We need strong institutions, and they need to be encouraged, that the Ghanaian people are strongly behind them. They should not be intimidated at all. They should not fear whoever, tries to stop them in pursuing their constitutional mandate. I must also add that the other significance of this is that, the members of the Board of Trustees have been out there doing a lot of unfair communication, saying that if I have any evidence, I should bring them before institutions, and that, they don't even want to respond to my lies and all of that. Very, very, unfair and blistering attacks have been lodged at me, but they don't tell the Ghanaian people that all the evidence have been before institutions. They are not matters that I just put out on social media and go to bed. We've been working, we've been engaging lawyers, doing a lot of work. Appear before these institutions, Remember that even apart from Shraj, I've appeared before PPA. I have a motion in Parliament calling for a full-scale parliamentary probe, which has been admitted by the Speaker. And yet, they are quick to go out there and create the impression that, oh, he only goes on social media, he's only engaged in a popularity contest. Very, very unfair attacks. Now, here we are, they have been exposed. All along, when they were telling the Ghanaian people that they are ready, they want to face any institution. It turns out that that is not the case. You are doing everything to prevent Shraj, constitutional body, from investigating, from doing their work. If really you have nothing to hide, you should welcome this investigation. You should be happy about it and say that, yes, the MP has petitioned, yes, Shraj, quickly go into it. We are ready. For 6 months, we have been battling jurisdiction. You've been trying everything under the sun to stop Shraj from looking into these matters. And yet you go out there and say that the MP is not ready to appear before credible bodies and state institutions, and that you are ready, but I am the one on social media engaged in a popularity contest. So I hope that the facts are clear now. They have been really exposed about their duplicity and their double standards. Doc, I must conclude on other interceptions which are made in the course of the week, which I know that you'll be really interested in those matters, because on this platform you have been asking consistently how did Victor Kusi Boateng, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi come by his diplomatic passport? And those who issued the diplomatic passport, were they aware or not of his dual identity? I don't know, Doc, if you have seen them, but I published documents that we intercepted from the Office of the President, dated the 10th of November 2021, where the presidency clearly was aware of this whole double identity scheme. So the president, the vice president, the chief of staff, the secretary to the president, they are all neck deep in this matter. Now I can say that categorically because of documentation, fresh documentation in our possession. So the National Cathedral Secretariat had written to the presidency on October 27, 2021, says, Dear Chief of Staff, diplomatic passport for official travel. National Cathedral of Ghana, trustee member secretary. Greetings. I write to request a diplomatic passport for official National Cathedral of Ghana travels for Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, aka Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, member secretary, National Cathedral Board of Trustees, with the appointment of a contractor for the project and the beginning of the construction phase. International fundraising and the development of international institution partnerships for the National Cathedral project has begun in earnest. The member secretary of the NCG Board of Trustees will be a key part in both the fundraising and play significant roles. We seek your help to acquire the diplomatic passport to facilitate these travels related to the development of the National Cathedral of Ghana. Thank you for your help in this matter. Yours faithfully, Dr. Paul Opoku-Mensah, Executive Director, National Cathedral of Ghana. Then the presidency promptly responds in a letter signed by Nana Bediutu Asante, Secretary to the President. And this is a letter addressed to the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. It reads, Honorable Minister, request for diplomatic passport, Mr. Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, aka Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. I write to inform you that approval has been granted for the issuance of a diplomatic passport in favor of Mr. Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, aka Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, member secretary of the National Cathedral of Ghana, NCG, Board of Trustees, to enable him to undertake official assignments abroad. It would therefore be appreciated if you could kindly grant approval for a diplomatic passport to be issued to him. So these documents we have intercepted reveal that The presidency cannot play Pontius Pilate.
So the presidency.
Yeah.
So from the secretary of the cathedral board.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is under the presidency.
Yes.
To the executive secretary of the president.
Yes.
They refer to the Kusi Boateng as an alias.
As an alias, yes.
Yet, they are the same people who registered that name.
Yes.
With a statutory document.
Yes.
Making him a trustee of the cathedral.
Absolutely.
And yet, that name which is on a statutory document in this letter suggests that it is an alias.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because as we speak, this is the article of incorporation. You still have Victor Kusi Boateng.
Is it on their letterhead?
Yes, it's on their letterhead.
No, but I'm saying
on
that
their website.
Letters like this.
The appointment letter.
Letters like this.
Yeah.
For issuance of diplomatic passports.
Yeah.
From the secretary of the cathedral.
Yeah.
To the presidency.
Yeah.
And from the executive secretary or the secretary of the president. The title keeps confusing me.
Yeah.
You know, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They say AKA.
Yeah.
Which means that it is an alias.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that is the same identity with a statutory document that you have registered the person as a trustee.
Absolutely.
At the Registrar General's Department.
Yes. Yes. I mean, incredible. Incredible.
They are using the two names interchangeably.
Yeah, in official letters.
In official letters.
They are using the two
AKA.
names.
Yes, AKA in official letters.
As an alias.
I've never seen that before.
AKA meaning it's an alias.
Official letter. Yeah. Meanwhile, when it comes to your registration of the National Cathedral of Ghana, I have the articles of incorporation.
Now, do you get the point?
I'm seeing
you are using the alias Victor Kusi Boateng. That's how you registered him. He has a national ID, his DVLA. He used the driving license to register this, which is in the name Victor Kusi Boateng. Then he obtains a Ghana card in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. Then a diplomatic passport now, which you are applying for. If you did your due diligence, you will have realized that it's not even an alias.
No, they didn't need due diligence.
It's not an alias.
They are the same people who registered the man as a trustee.
Exactly.
With Kusi Boateng, with that ID.
Yeah.
And his name as Kusi Boateng is what is on their letterhead till today.
Exactly.
Now, why would you write an official letter and then the name which you have used to register the person as a trustee with a statutory document, you describe it as an alias,
AKA. Only in the presidency of Ghana. It's unbelievable. So you see why they cannot fire him, why he's all over the place. You know,
because if you want to,
untouchable.
If you even want to prosecute this matter,
can't be prosecuted.
If you want to prosecute this matter, in fact, those who wrote these letters, those who wrote these letters, they are those who should be prosecuted.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. So look, tomorrow is pregnant. Tomorrow is pregnant, all the way to the Attorney General himself, who was on the board. He thinks he can now jump ship quietly and claim limited involvement. The day of accountability is fast approaching.
Well, tomorrow is the judgment or something.
Let me just clear something. When you were speaking about Shraj, did you say that the National Cathedral objected to Shraj's jurisdiction?
Yes.
The National Cathedral itself?
Yes. Reverend Opokonyina, I have his, yes.
Because there's a portion of the thing that... Okay, so let me read this part.
Yeah.
Competency of Commission to investigate Board of National Cathedral. As already articulated above, the Commission has a mandate to investigate all instances of alleged or suspected acts of corruption and the misappropriation of public monies by officials pursuant to Article 218A and E of the 92 Constitution, Section 71A and F of Act 456. The third respondent, National Cathedral Board, Acting Parish Chairman Apostle Professor Opokonyina, did not challenge the jurisdiction of the Commission in this respect. The objection to jurisdiction has rather been raised, interestingly, by counsel for 4th to 7th respondents. According to counsel, a board of an artificial entity is not clothed with. So this is what the ruling says. It says that the Cathedral Board itself, as the third respondent, did not. It's rather the 4th to the 7th who objected.
But to that specific
that's
matter,
the competency of the Commission to investigate the board of the National Cathedral.
Yes.
On that score.
Yes, but on that score. Yes. But they raise an objection on the political question doctrine.
Okay.
Signed by Apostle Opokonyina.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and they insisted that Shraj should not proceed.
Okay. On the basis of
the basis,
just to have clarity.
Yeah, to have clarity. Yes. And their preliminary objection they raised is here in their letter dated January 31st.
So their objection was
January 31st.
Their objection was in the issue of the breaches of the Procurement Act.
Yes,
that's where they objected.
Yes, that's where they objected. Breaches of the Procurement Act, and then the political question doctrine. You know, as part of the petition, I said that we were told that public funds would not be used, but then on our blind side, they have used public funds without parliamentary approval. Right. So they raised the political question doctrine. It's signed here 31st January. It's signed. It's a 12-page objection signed by Apostle Professor Opoku. So all
they are objecting to
six,
Shrag.
Yes, that Shrag should not proceed. It was only the Control Accountant General who didn't file any objection. He appears to have welcomed it and is ready to cooperate.
And what is the basis of that Shrag shouldn't proceed?
Well, they cite some cases.
One, they talk about that the procurement breaches is not for Shrag to go into. Then they raise the political question doctrine that if politicians make promises and they don't, adhere to it, it's a political matter, and Shrag should not venture into,
Where's the human rights
political
angle?
Matters.
What's the human rights?
So the conflict of interest is so Apostle Opoku also challenges that they don't see any conflict of interest, but it's clear to me, and Shraj has said, look, there's prima facie basis for conflict of interest.
But Shraj can deal with the conflict of interest.
Yes. Remember in my case, which has become really the locus classicals when it comes to conflict of interest, Kujatua Blakwa Manebwama versus Jacob Echebi Lamptey. The Supreme Court ruled that when it comes to conflict of interest, the forum is Shraj. Don't go to any other place. Don't go to the courts. It's Shraj. So that authority even came out in this ruling that they really have no basis.
You lost that case.
The Obichebi Lamptey, yes, in a 5-3 decision. But we were commended for our. That's all we got. Commendation.
At least three of the justices agreed
with us. Yes.
The majority didn't agree.
Yes.
But you are commended for bringing
our patriotism and our public spiritedness. Yeah.
We'll be back shortly.
The other people were not patriotic?
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
For more than 2 decades, Gold Key Properties in building prestige has set a benchmark in the real estate industry. We have built up to 150,000 square meters in prime locations such as Cantonment, Airport, and East Legon. So join us this year on the 5th and 6th of August 2023 at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. The time is 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day. It's a free fare, so don't miss it.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made upgrade models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Do you need a place with a stunning view and serene environment just beneath the Green Mountains with a commercial center and recreational area with an amazing park? Then look no further.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Welcome to Rehoboth Havens, the most affordable yet luxurious gated community located in Damfa, Accra. We have 2 and 3 bedroom houses with spacious park. Let me show you. All of our rooms come with beautiful porcelain tiles, durable fitted kitchen cabinets,
constant water supply,
electricity and water 24/7.
I'm buying this house. Stop processing my papers. Move it. If you're living in Ghana and want an affordable and luxurious house to buy, look no further than Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. Oh, and to those from the diaspora, aren't you tired of living in places that doesn't belong to you? You can also own your house and be your own landlord from Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. I have my own, Bosu Landlord.
Contact us now. Rehoboth Social Housing. Your housing dream becomes reality.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatment, like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi. God is the He.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. Still me on the show, I have Nana Kumia and Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa. Yeah, I know times are hard, but there's a company that is offering you up to 67% discount on electronic appliances. Yes, I'm talking about the Makers Electronics Company Limited, and they have appliances from Samsung, LG, Moved, NASCO, TCL, Media, and Toshiba, and you can get quality but affordable electronic appliances with 2 years manufacturer defect warranty. So visit the showrooms of the Makers Electronics Company Limited at Taifa Burkina Highway, Amasman Zongo Junction, or Yarifa Teman Boga Junction, Kaswa New Market, Ashaman Valco Flat, Kumasi Ahenima Kokobin, Takradi Efie Kuma number 9 Market. Or you can reach the Makers Electronics Company Limited on 055-2222253 or 055-2222254. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics. And they say terms and conditions apply. That's the small print you must always take note of. Now, there's something that has been discussed over and over again, and in speaking about constitutional reforms and all that is one of the issues that come up, and this has to do with the appointment of judges. Mm-hmm. Now, I think a couple of days ago it came to my attention that the president was making 3 new appointments to the Supreme Court. Now, so yesterday I tried to do some digging, and I found out some interesting things. So the 3 names that I found that the president was nominating is one Henry Kofi. I'm sure he's in private practice, Henry Kofi. And then there are 2 justices of the appeal court. There's Justice Richard Ejeh Frimpong and Justice Asari Dako. These are appeal court judges. Now, I found out that Justice Richard Ejeh Frimpong has been on the appeal court for 2 years. And Justice Asari Dako has been on the appeal court for 1 year. However, on the same appeal court, you have judges who've been there for 14 years, for 12 years, for 10 years. And we keep overlooking them and appointing people from both within and without. I mean, if you look at the appeals court today, you have a person like Justice Jamefe. He's the most well-born. I'm told that she's decided to retire this month. She has decided to just retire, although she's not at the age yet. You have Justice Cecilia Hansi Sowa. Now, so these 4 judges, they've been on the Supreme Court.
Appeals court,
sorry. Up to about 14 years. The highest being Justice Jamefe. And yet, you have, I mean, for those who are appointed from outside, yes, I mean, you can understand that people can come from outside to the court. But then, on the same bench, appeals court, you keep overlooking them and appointing other people. And now, with these 3, the 2 on the appeals court, they've done 2 years and 1 year. And then you have justices who've done all this while. Yes, the law gives the president in consultation with Judicial Council and all that. But increasingly, I mean, this becomes an issue. And you hear all the memories and all the things. And we do not want to face it. But then it's becoming the same thing that we speak about security services. It's becoming a perceived MPP, NDC kind of thing, you know. And I have always said on this program that we can politicize everything, but when it comes to justice and security, we need to try as much as possible to stay away from there, because those are the places where everybody must feel very confident and comfortable about whether you have power or you do not have power. But there again, people say that the president has the discretion. Once the Judicial Council agrees with the president, it is okay. But there must be something fundamentally wrong when you have such a situation. I don't know what you think, Nana.
Well, I wanted to make a few comments on it, but let me just finish, because this is something you just brought up. Have the nominations been announced?
Yes, I'm told that the decision is gone. It's the president has written.
So
yes,
it has been done.
Yes.
You have a copy of the letter?
I don't have that. I don't have that here.
It hasn't been reported because I haven't heard about it. It hasn't
you
been
haven't?
reported.
Okay.
Maybe we should wait for it to be reported. These days, all kinds of things come up. But so I can just make a general comment about not the specific. But you see, we have all said that the president of Ghana has a lot of leeway, and we have to have changes in the constitution which would more clearly define some of these powers. People have called for a cap, for example, on the numbers of Supreme Court judges. The way it is now is open-ended, so a president can appoint any numbers that they feel. But I imagine there's a check. There has to be on the advice of the Judicial Council.
Yes.
And so the Judicial Council itself should be seized with this situation that we are talking about. People who've been,
Because all the appointments that have been made from the appeal court to the Supreme Court, you realize that these persons who've been there longer, I mean, they are...
I'm saying that the appointments that the president makes should be with the concurrence of the Judicial Council.
In this Fourth Republic, the only time, I stand to be corrected, but the only time that I have seen a disagreement from the Judicial Council and even the Ghana Bar Association going to court was when President Mahama tried to make some appointments to the Supreme Court. The GVA even went to court.
Because you see, you have a case where, you have a situation on our hands where the president can even appoint people who are not judges to the Supreme Court. You see, you can appoint people who are not judges at all, right, to the Supreme Court. That's the power given to the president of Ghana. And so, if he appoints judges, then if he can appoint even non-judges, then if he appoints judges. But then I thought the check should be that it has to be with the agreement of the Judicial Council. But whatever it is.
So now let me just correct something. You know, when I was reading out the thing, I said that when I mentioned Henry Kofi, I said I was sure that he was in private practice. In fact, he's an appeal court judge.
Oh, so
it's Justice Henry Kofi. So all three are appeal court judges. And it is indeed true. The president is writing to the Judicial Council. The president wrote to them on Monday. The Judicial Council discussed this nominations on Wednesday.
And they've agreed?
I don't know their decision, but they discussed it on Wednesday.
All right.
Yes.
So let's wait and see how it goes. But generally, some of these powers should be more clearly defined as we go along and try to make our democratic governance more accountable. Because as for discretion, like they say, power corrupts. So the more we try to limit the leeway for discretion, the easier that we can get accountability. Otherwise, we've talked about this. We set up a commission to review the Constitution, I think 2009 or 2010. Spent a lot of money. And I'm sure if you look into the recommendations of that commission, many of these things are in there.
Yeah.
More than 10 years, we haven't done anything about it. So if we want to have a more equitable system, we must make the laws in such a way that the system will be equitable. Now, so that's my general comment, waiting for the announcement. If it comes, I'm sure then every stakeholder will then be free to comment on it. The earlier discussion that we're having with Sammy Okudzeto obviously has done a lot of work with this cathedral thing. I'm a little surprised that the gentleman that Sammy is, the AKA is actually being quoted on official letters, which I believe is a bit unusual. I mean, you can't, I have an AKA, you know, and I'll be surprised if somebody wrote to me an official letter to say, Nana Akomia has been appointed deputy, Nana Akomia, AKA Oloji. And people, it's just recently that people, when I went into politics, that people called me by my name. But throughout the time I was in school, secondary school, O-level, A-level, university, post-university, it was my nickname that people, and even up to today, those who knew me in school days, when you say, oh, when somebody tells, oh, where's he Nana Akomia? I say, who is he? Say, oh, you don't know Oloji. They are shocked. So a lot of people know me by my AKA, my nickname. And because I've had it for so long, there are even variations. When you call it in a certain way,
you know where the person
I know that I went to this school with that person. And when you call it in a certain way, I know I was at sixth form with this person, because it changed. It was one version in secondary school. It was another version at sixth form. And then when I went to university, it was another, the same name. They just played on it. In fact, at university, it became OLJ, like initials. So when you call me OLJ, I know where I know the university. Now, I'll be surprised if I see a letter that say, oh, Nana Akomia alias or AKA Oloji. You know? So it's something that is a little cool. I'm seeing the official letters here with the AKA. But, Sammy, there's already been the High Court judgment on this.
Yes, yes.
So why is it still a shrag?
That's a conflict of interest. The Human Rights Court judgment was based on Kusi Boateng's or Edu Jemfi's application that I should be stopped from further publications and that I'm violating his right to privacy.
So he took the matter to
court.
shrag?
No. He took me to the court.
And he's lost?
And he's lost, yes. And the court has even gone further to make very damning pronouncement that his conduct borders on criminality.
Okay, so he took the matter of your...
Yes, he took me to court. As for me, I went to Shraj. I took them to
Okay, so now that the court has pronounced on the matter, how does it affect the...
So the court has pronounced on the human rights aspect that I'm not violating his privacy. They don't even know which of his privacies because you have different date of birth, different mothers, different things and all of that. So that's a separate matter. Shraj, I'm looking at
so
the conflict of interest.
The court doesn't even know from the ruling.
Yeah.
The court doesn't even know who came before them.
Yes, the judge says, I don't know if it's Victor
Kusi Boateng
or
so how is that going to impact on the Shraj?
Well, I think it will rather enhance the Shraj case because Shraj now knows that the courts have upheld, that is now proven that he really has a double identity. But Shraj is looking at the conflict of interest, the payment of the 2.6 million to JNS Talents. And
now, just a few comments on some of the things that you said. You said the Attorney General should take up criminal prosecution.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But the matter is still being dealt with in the courts. Or there's a...
He is the one running around.
Yeah, but I'm saying that there hasn't been finality as we speak. Because in the...
That's conflict of interest, you see. But
the criminal aspect, you are saying that
remember that under the Constitution,
the High Court has ruled.
Yes.
But you know, in the Jachikwesin case, it was the Supreme Court, which is the final court. You know, so that informs the Attorney General.
Don't make excuses for the Attorney General.
Oh, no, is it true or not?
No, but don't make excuses.
No,
you
is
think,
it true or not?
You think if it was me in this situation?
Oh.
You think Dami will wait a second?
Okay. But how can you be in Dami's
mind? It will not be a daily prosecution. Hourly.
Can I go?
Every hour.
We cannot be in Godfred Dami's mind. We cannot impute motives to Godfred Dami. He doesn't hate you. He's your good friend.
Oh, but
I'm saying that the objective facts of the matter is that in the Jachikwesin's case, there was finality. It could happen that in this
really,
case,
are you sure there were all matter of appeals and reviews and all of that, but it didn't stop them.
They've all finished.
No,
at the Supreme
there
Court.
were many
but
other cases
but you agree
that you agree. It was recently when some of them were determined.
But
you
would
know, the
agree.
review and all of that.
You would
but
agree.
it did not stop.
You would agree that this
Dama
one
from proceeding
this one is
with his
at
criminal
at the
prosecution.
High Court. This one is at the High Court. Okay, and we don't know what Dami will do, but from my little elementary knowledge of the matter, this is the High Court.
Your people can't even fire the guy from the board. He's still the president's appointee. I mean, I can't believe it.
We have said that it's a bit unusual to have this AK.
It's not a bit unusual. You have been too
it's
diplomatic and
unusual.
charitable.
It's unusual to have it. That's what I pointed out. Now, the daily case that you are talking of, is it the daily trial?
The daily trial,
the daily trial. We know that in standard practice at trials to have this agreement as to the timing, isn't it? Because the parties go, they file their document, what they call the pleadings. You file your documents, you exchange the documents, everything is complete. You finish your pleadings. When you finish with that, the court will meet with the parties to then agree on the issues to be determined, the mode of trial, the timelines, and so on. So at that stage, the mode of trial, including the daily sittings, were agreed on. Then the election date came, which then...
When is it agreed on? By who?
By the parties.
No, but
the daily trials, is it an imposition by the
they've always opposed it.
No. Is it an imposition by the judge or it's an
Judge
agreement
lawyers
by the parties?
Judge lawyers
the parties including Judge
Yes.
They've never agreed.
Really?
Yes.
So who imposed the daily trials?
Oh, it's a court.
It's a court. And they've always been
fighting
fighting it.
It's a court. That's why they've been protesting. They've even gone up to
appeal court, Supreme Court.
Well, no, when you can actually... You see, my understanding is that Judge Kwesi appealed against because you can appeal against it. You can say that, we've agreed to this, but because of so-so.
No, they never agreed.
So you mean the daily trials were an imposition by the judge?
Yes. It's a decision of the court.
Any reference to the parties?
No.
Let's check it. Because I know that in any trial, you file your papers, you do your pleadings, the judge then meets the parties and agree on how to proceed.
The case management.
In fact, in dismissing his lawyer's position on the issue, the court affirmed the position that it is within the rights of the court.
On the appeal. You can appeal, and it becomes a normal appeal. The court has the right. But in the original decisions as to the mode and the timings, it's done with the parties.
No, this is not. It wasn't part of
let's just
it
check.
wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. So that's my little about. But Sammy, we've all sat here and wept about how the justice system is so slow, and that we've all called for amendments that would provide for the Ghanaian people speedy trials, isn't it? We've all sat here and lamented. I remember we were talking about cases that have been in court, and these were not ordinary cases involving members of parliament, death, murder, and so on, that have been in court for 4 years, 5 years. This army officer who was murdered by the Mobashi,
Major Mahama,
where it's an open and shut case. We all saw the videos, the people have been identified, they've confessed. It's still 4 or 5 years.
So why is there not a daily trial?
1 second. And then there's also the member of parliament who was murdered. And we've all said that there should be speedier trials.
Yes.
So when there's a speedy trial in this Jachi Kwesi case, why are we...
I thought... Nana, per the examples you've given, is it not also the reason why people then raise the issue of selectivity?
But I'm saying...
By saying that, you see, they say that justice must not just be done, but it must be seen to be done.
Yes.
And there's always the issue of impartiality. So, if indeed the position of the Attorney General and the courts is that we must have speedy justice. We must see that resonate.
Okay.
So you can't have a situation where there is a particular case that we say, as for that one, it will be done on a daily basis. Many others, some that border on murder, on maybe, some even mention the men's gold issue, where you have the livelihoods of thousands of people involved. As for those ones, we can let them run 6 years. We can adjourn 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. And then on this particular issue, which is a very political matter, we are doing a daily trial. For any right-thinking member of society, how will that person perceive this as, oh, it is just something in the spirit of speedy trial and justice delivery, and it is not selective?
Okay, you're finished.
Yes.
Let me ask you just a simple question. How does a daily trial impinge on somebody's right to justice?
The person is a member
let's
of...
say speedy trial or daily trial.
Yes.
How does that impinge on your right to justice?
In this particular case, the
I
person
can
is
understand
when
the date for the by-election in Asin was fixed. And so it was going to be a lot of inconvenience for the attendance at the daily trial, whilst at the same time supposed to campaign.
Yes.
Otherwise, with that out of the way, I want a speedy trial.
Yes, but the
and how does the speedy trial impinge on the...
But Nana, if you have a problem, if you have an issue with a trial that impacts his campaign, why shouldn't you have a problem with a trial that impacts the representation of his people?
You mean his attendance in parliament?
Yes.
The man has been out of parliament for how many months?
Yeah, I'm saying that you said
the man has been out of parliament
you
for how many
said
months?
that you
And
can understand...
You can
understand
now the excuse is that he can't attend parliament. Is that the excuse?
Yeah, but if he's going to be tried every day, how does he go to parliament?
But any time the date is set, you will not be able to go to parliament. Whether it's one sitting every 3 weeks or one sitting every month. But for me,
but that's more reasonable than every day.
To be finished early.
At least, Nana, Parliament doesn't sit on Mondays, do you? You don't sit on Mondays.
No, they don't.
So, for example, if you decided that you hear the issue on Mondays, you know, so that, and you know why I say this, Nana, you know why I raise this? When the issue of the Honorable, I've said Joe Wise, the Honorable
Joseph Osei,
aka Joe Wise.
But he doesn't have a different date of birth, a different mother, and different things. No, for the avoidance of doubt. He's my first deputy speaker.
He also taking advantage of that opening.
He's my first deputy.
The issue of he voting, even sitting in the chair came up and went to the Supreme Court. You saw the Supreme Court's justification of their decision on the basis of representation and why his vote, that his one vote, is so crucial. So if you have a situation where this is the view of the Supreme Court in coming up with why he cannot be denied, his people cannot be denied that vote when he's sitting in the chair, and how that representation is so important. If you have the court also taking a decision that then denies the people their representation because the person who's supposed to represent them has to be in court on a single day, you obviously must raise an issue.
Now, how about the converse situation where the trial will be finished early and then he can concentrate on his parliament? In any case, like you are saying, parliament doesn't sit on Mondays.
Yes.
Okay. So
fix it for Monday.
So then to be a weekly trial.
Yeah, fix it for Monday.
Fine, to weekly trial. But on the other hand, the court sits at 8 a.m.
Yes.
Parliament starts around 11 o'clock. So you can fix the time for the daily trial between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, and you can still go to Parliament. But for me...
Do you know that even with the timing, they make sure that it's either at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.?
Well, then you can make a case for that.
Can you believe that? Even with the time.
Yes, but Sammy, if you then make the case, listen,
Banana Republic.
If you then make the case that can the timing be fixed between 8 a.m. and half 10?
I can't wait for 7 January 2025.
7 January.
2025.
Now, if you make the case that because the man needed to attend Parliament, if the time can be fixed between 8 and 11. Something that all of us can understand. But for me, the general issue about a speedy trial is so crucial that when we are seen to be talking against a speedy trial, fine, there are some trials that have not been speedy. So let's call for those trials to be speedy. You know, for me, that's my way. But if you have a good case, whether you are tried daily or weekly, you have a good case. If you don't have a good case, whether you are tried daily or weekly, you don't have a good case.
Doc, it's very interesting.
And then this business about political persecution, how is that? This is not the first time an MP who's gone through the same thing is being tried.
Can I speak small?
Speak small.
Okay, thank you. So a few seconds ago, my very good friend was waxing lyrical about how on the Kusi Boateng prosecution, let's take our time. You know, there was finality in the Kwesi matter. You know, so let's take our time. We are not in Dame's head. We don't know what will happen. Let's take our time. Then he flips.
Let's take our time with what?
When I was complaining about why there's no prosecution, no action.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the trial.
No.
I didn't say let's take our time with the trial.
It's about justice delivery. It's about justice. It's about justice. It's all justice. It's all justice. Then he flips and says but when it comes to Kwesi, as for that, we want expedited justice. We want expedited trial.
We are not talking.
It's all about justice delivery.
We are not talking about the trial.
It's not
talking about damage.
These are all aspects of its justice delivery. That is the matter. Justice delivery. Are you for expedited justice or not? That is the issue.
But you are in court.
You cannot be for expedited justice. When it comes to some people, you know, your friends and people in the Bawumia campaign team, I'm told it's Bawumia's a consultant on Christian affairs.
Really?
Then as for that one, it is, let's take our time. We are not
this chap, I don't even know him.
We are not in Dame's head.
This chap,
we don't know what will happen. Let's wait for finality. But then if it's your political opponent, if it's Kwesi, expedited trial is good. You know, let's hurry with the matter so that he can quickly finish and go and represent his people in parliament. Hey, Sergio Ramos.
Let me ask you
Let me make this point.
You should be asking him that what we are talking about with the dummy case is not about trial. We are talking about dummy's reaction.
We are talking about justice delivery. At the end of the day, it's justice.
What you are doing,
justice delivery.
In La, they call it Takashi.
Justice. There is no Takashi. How can I?
Okay, let's move on.
I don't have a black belt like you.
No.
How can I?
Let's move on.
Look, Doc.
Yes.
Doc.
Yes.
Yes, we have all been asking for the need for speedy trial.
And don't veer off the.
No. Don't worry. I'll come there. Don't worry. There are two important maxims or dictums. So yes, justice delayed is justice denied. But at the same time, justice hurried is justice buried. So we are always told that there has to be a delicate balance. Because in the process of trying to, you are in a hurry to persecute your political opponents and do them in, you can bury justice. So two important dictums.
So a daily trial is for justice hurry.
Yes, and it can lead to justice being buried. Two important dictums that should guide you.
You mean that in the daily trial, the courts will ignore the procedures and the rules?
Doc, let me come.
What are you talking about?
Let me come to the substantive matter. No, go and reflect on those two dictums. Why do the law lords say that justice hurried is justice buried?
I've never heard that before.
Oh, you've never heard it?
No.
Okay, so now go and research on it.
Who said it?
Go and research.
Which law lord said so?
Doc.
No, which law lord so I can refer?
On the
but
substantive.
You said I should go and make a reference.
You said you haven't even heard it before.
Yeah, so if you tell
so
me
your case is, don't worry, we'll go to school later.
If you say it's Lord so, then I can go and refer.
Don't worry, we will go. We'll take you to school on
how
that
do I
later.
proceed to school when you haven't given me the reference?
Doc, the substantive matter about these appointments to the Supreme Court, and as usual, Nana Komia thinks that it is an opportunity to rather leave this appointing authority his boss, Akufo-Addo, who's brought us to this sordid point, and go after the 1992 constitution and blame.
He's looking at the bigger picture.
And blame the 19. It's a small, very small picture. It's
The
not,
constitution
it's not
is a
big.
small picture.
What he's doing is not bigger picture. I've always said that, look, often we bash this constitution needlessly. Has Nana Akufo-Addo averted his mind to Article 296 of this constitution? Let's read Article 296 of the constitution. Article 296 provides, where in this constitution or in any other law discretionary power is vested in any person or authority, A, that discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. A duty to be fair and candid. B, the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased, either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with due process of law. So, Article 296 is the fetter. It is the control of that discretionary power. It's the guidance. What should be the spirit of the use of discretionary power? To be fair, to be candid. So the fact that this constitution gives you discretion doesn't mean that you can do anything you want. Is it fair that you have people like Justice Jammeh?
So Sammy, just
14
a little,
years.
Sammy, just
They miss
a little thing,
years.
just a little thing before you go.
Yes.
You see this 296?
Yes.
Now, you would have to go to court.
Yes.
To get the court to pronounce that indeed something that is being done by a person who has the authority frowns, offends this.
Yes.
So it is that process.
Yes.
You know, because the thing is not in black and white.
Yeah.
But I hope you understand.
I get you. But Doc, do you know that the countries that have advanced, that we admire, the great leaders that they have produced, is because they are guided by these things, these provisions, and they will not be blatant in their recklessness, so that waiting for somebody to go to court or daring their citizen to go to court. I want the ideal situation where leaders will be guided by Article 296.
But we have demonstrated.
So that you know that even though this constitution gives you discretion, you should know that there are duties imposed on you in the exercise of that discretion to be fair, to be candid, not to be capricious, not to be arbitrary.
Hey, you let the man.
Sammy, in practice, we have demonstrated that we lack that kind of leadership.
It means, look, we must begin now to interrogate the kind of leaders we vote for. I mean, where is personal integrity? Where are standards?
The Supreme Court.
Where are principles?
Sammy,
no longer meritocracy. And Sammy, just imagine how they will
Sammy, the Supreme Court just last month or 6 weeks ago belatedly gave judgments with respect to 2 decisions by the president.
Yes.
Constituting violations of the Constitution. Now, somebody had to go to court. Yet, look at the time.
How long? 3 years.
Yes. So people went to jail. People were jailed over what the Supreme Court now says was unconstitutional. But the deed has been done. On the issue of the Auditor General. Long after the deed had been done. I hope you get the point I'm making.
It became moot.
So that's the problem. That's the problem with the exercise of and this is, I'm even talking about instances where people decided to go to court. And so
there was no speedy trial.
Yes, you go to court on an issue which is happening, and if it takes the court 3 years to give a ruling at the time when the substance of the issue is moot, it only serves to guide future conduct. But does not deal with whatever when the infraction was occasioned or the breach was occasioned.
Is I believe that these things, as for discretion and leaving it to public officials, let's find a way of tightening it so that the discretion will be limited. Otherwise, you're going to continue having these instances. And then, like you are saying, it becomes who decides that this is not a proper use. Then you have to go to the court.
And you know, when I mentioned the issue, Sammy, you know that I did not even refer to Justice Henry Kofi.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the most senior on the appeal court. I think it's number 3 or so. Yes.
Look at that.
So
look at that.
I mean, that's why I refer to.
Yeah.
But if you look at respectfully, the other two.
How long has he been on the court?
I think over 10 years.
Yeah.
You know,
but you said somebody's been there for 14.
14 years. Yeah.
Justice Jama for 14. Justice
Dennis Ejay. And Dennis Ejay, we all benefit from his writing. Sir Dennis.
Yeah.
Sir Dennis. I mean, I'm always on the lookout for books.
Justice Cecilia Hansi Sowa.
So
if you were these justices, how would you?
So look, to be fair to this constitution, the constitution hasn't given any president a blank check to just do whatever they want.
But that's
Article 296 is to guide them. We are voting for people who don't take personal integrity seriously.
For both of you, let me give you
standards.
Apparently,
don't have values.
The Judicial Council has discussed the issue. They've interacted with the 3 justices. They have written to the president. So, I mean the approval. They've interacted with
the Judicial Council.
Yes.
And that's supposed to be the...
And now there are no objections, right, from the Bar Association.
No.
The Judicial
They've
Council.
Not gone,
what they did to President Mahama.
No.
Yeah, they are not doing
nothing.
This country. God help us.
Because, you know, this thing about discretionary power, Randy, we're talking about the Auditor General's case. You remember, in the period after 2008, that's from 2009, there were a lot of these complaints that, and indeed, even in that time, the president at that time did the same thing to the sitting Attorney General.
Auditor General.
The same Auditor General. So we missed a great opportunity to avoid these instances of leaving such wide discretionary powers in the hands of 1 or 2 people by not doing the constitutional amendment. And I can tell you, if we don't address our minds to it, we have to blame ourselves. It's like the Supreme Court thing. Of course, you expect that we should have a certain limited number of Supreme Court justices. But every president that comes appoints justices. Now, I don't know the numbers. Of course, the workload is heavy. But if it's open, any president can come and appoint any number of Supreme Court justices that they like. We've seen it from the little history we've had. So it is probably time that we tighten it. And it runs all over this discretionary
So Nana, if I can ask you a question. How do we then explain this in societies or countries like the UK, where they don't have a written constitution? You take some other countries, their constitutions are not as voluminous as this. Few pages. And yet their leaders act so responsibly. I mean, you can see the principle.
If you
can see the fairness.
Let me tell you something. If you went to the UK...
We want to legislate everything.
No, you can't legislate everything. But if you went to the UK today, or you went to America today, you will find debates and anxieties about the same.
In fact, Makojo Buafu, who's watching us from the US,
I don't think it's
Makojo Buafu says something interesting. He says that
matter.
Currently there's pressure on President Biden to appoint Democrats to the Supreme Court, but he says no. He doesn't want his name to be tainted as the one who increased the number during his tenure as president. The number 9 has been there for long, and he respects it, although he has the power to appoint.
Yes, they think about their legacy.
For them, it's been so even this 9 is not written in law.
No.
But it's been there for so long.
You know, we too, for a long time, we were beginning to have like a convention of 15.
In our case, let's have something.
Article 296 or 296.
Article 296.
Let's have leaders with conscience. That's what we are
talking about. Every leader that comes, we blame them. Once we don't agree, we blame them for not having conscience.
Because, so why don't you because the leaders know when they do it, and then they are top gurus like Nana Komia who come on national television and then leave them, spare them, and go after the constitution.
Somebody sent me, I don't know, but he said the daily trial of Chechi Kwesin was actually requested by his lawyers to convince the court because they wanted the matter to be delayed till after the election.
Who is that person? Because I've never heard this.
Oh, well, I mean, I
And
don't know
I've
if it's
been,
true, but it seems to know. It says that it was a request from the Kwesin's
accompany him
lawyers
to court always.
to convince the court to delay the case till after the by.
And they are the same people who.
But then, the
Yes.
court accepted the daily trial.
Yes.
But the court didn't accept the postponement till after the elections. So we can check that.
So let's check. But,
All right.
but Doc, I have a major announcement to make.
Hey,
And,
you're running for president?
I hope you don't give
No,
me...
no, vice president.
I hope you don't give me an invoice.
Vice
after this.
president. The president is... Understand your...
Just when you thought, Dr. Abe, that you were getting tired with scandals, there are
Yes.
just too many and all of that. There's a bigger one coming on Tuesday. The 1st of August. Unfortunately, we'll start August at 5 a.m. The major
Why
scandal.
don't you shift it to
call
4th of August?
I call it the
Founders Day.
the kitchen
the mother
kitchen
of all.
scandal edition.
Kitchen scandal.
Kitchen scandal.
You give us a hint.
Edition.
Kitchen scandal.
Kitchen. That's the hint I can
Is
give
it?
you. Kitchen.
Is it
scandal.
about the kitchen cabinet?
Kitchen scandal edition. Maybe kitchen knives, a big kitchen knife. And look, MPP members will even be more angry than us.
Okay.
MPP, Nana Komia especially. He will be outraged. This one he can't
So
do
1st
any-
of August.
Yes, 1st
5
of
a.m.
August, 5 a.m. Major scandal. The kitchen scandal edition.
So if it comes out and it's not in the kitchen scandal, we'll be upset with you.
Don't worry. You'll be the first to call me.
Is kitchen patasi intri?
Mukasi.
Mukasi. Okay.
Why can't your people stop the scandals? Why?
But you haven't told us.
But
Come and tell us if it
already
was-
the ones that have been going on. I mean, why? Can't you call an emergency seminar or something and help your people? It's incredible.
One day, I'm sure that Akubia will just be angry. He will wear his chemo. He will wear his chemo and enter cabinet and start kicking people.
But Randy, okay, next week I'll come here with a list of
So
scandals.
1st August, 5 a.m.
Yes, fine. Next week I'll come here with a list of scandals from 2009 to 2016.
You are sure Ghanaians will be interested in that?
Oh, no. No, it's just for general purposes.
So
And
1st
no,
August,
it's for
we'll start
the
August.
The kitchen scandal.
The kitchen
edition.
knife.
Yeah.
The kitchen scandal.
Yeah.
1st August, 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Which is it Monday?
Yes.
I think Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Should be a Tuesday.
Oh.
Why don't you do it Friday so we can discuss it?
I remember there's a tree advert.
There are many layers, so
there's a line.
we'll come and discuss.
There's a line in the tree advert saying "Miyam crashing."
You know what he said? He said that.
And
I said, what
the
would
sums
you-
involved, Doc, it will blow your mind.
Huge monies.
Is that what your minority deputy something was talking about?
No.
Or was it a different one?
No.
Is it a different one?
He is referring to government officials whose domestic staff have stolen monies, huge monies from their
He's
house.
he's looking at the house helps. I'm looking at the chefs. I'm going into the kitchen. I'm looking at cooks.
So it's the same.
I'm looking
it's
at
the same money.
I'm looking
being
at
stolen.
cooks, not house
It's
helps.
the same money being stolen.
No.
It's
There's
not the
no
same
money
money.
being stolen by domestic help.
You said by a chef.
Yes.
So it's the same money being stolen from the house.
It's not the same.
It says kitchen. Maybe if you add cabinet to the kitchen, you get an
But
idea.
he has just said chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the
He said-
chefs in the chefs in the kitchen cabinet.
No, you are confusing. You are confusing yourself. What the man, the son of man, has said to you clearly is this: that
The man is not objecting to what I'm saying. And you are clarifying.
We're having a discussion.
No, I'm saying you are clarifying.
Now, what the man is saying is that this particular theft that he says was not
The
done by a
scandal.
housemaid, but it's done by a chef. That's what he has said, isn't it? He says it's done by a chef.
Say it's not about house helps.
But it's about chefs.
You didn't
Chefs.
take your.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
You didn't take your Sunday school seriously.
Clearly, you don't.
So
you,
you don't
you,
understand
you don't
parables.
seem to understand that the Son of Man uses parables.
That's why I caught the cabinet.
So you caught it?
Yes.
Well,
So was the theft done by a chef or by a housemaid? Was the theft done by
A chef in the kitchen cabinet.
1st August is not.
But a chef is in the kitchen. A chef works in the kitchen.
In the kitchen cabinet.
In the kitchen.
cabinet.
Well, his cabinet is from Dr. Abbey. He's the one.
Oh, yeah, the way it is now, we just wait for.
Yeah, just wait
Tuesday,
for. Yes, Tuesday. Yeah, 5 a.m.
I'm sure we'll deal with it at the car park.
No. I want to be safe.
So if you're looking for swivel chairs that embrace you with every turn, sofas that invite you to sink into the embrace after a long day, conference tables that become the epicenter of your team's creativity, look no further. Just contact Gracefield Ventures and go to their showroom at number 2 John Neo Street, opposite the Kisserman Park. Or you can reach them on 0501 672 776 or 0501 672 777. And you will get even from sleek file cabinets to elegant workstations and many more. Gracefield Ventures has been transforming spaces into heavens of beauty and functionality over the last 10 years. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining me. Up next, GMG Trends.
Cathedral. The National Cathedral Project.
A lot of you were excited when you see your father up there, always happy. Papa is up there, Papa is up there. But when you are up there and you are fighting up there, then some of you are crying. How can I go up without fighting the demons in the air? And so stop all these fights and all these arguments. The question is that, is your father okay? I am 100% okay. The question is that, is your father happy? I am super happy. The question is that, is your father going to go through this? I promise you, I'll go through it honorably. So every one of you should relax, be happy, and don't, like Doc said, don't waste your time fighting on the Facebook. Waste your time pushing the agenda of expansion. Post messages, preach to people, let everybody know that surely it is our year of expansion. Are you excited? Tell your neighbor, I'm all right. Amen. Thank you, Prof. Now I know I'm now experiencing that this church is not for me.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and cover the makers in Strano.
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwache Hospital Junction. Sakradi. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to moon.
A state-of-the-art facility built with your family needs in mind. A medical center positioned for all your fertility problems and other diseases. Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center. Our goal is to help our patients achieve and maintain optimal health. We have fully functional OPD laboratories in all our branches. Do you have problems urinating? Medimosis is the ultimate solution. Our Prostacure X capsules and Prostacure Herbal Tea treat prostate problems. Afromosis capsules gives you maximum
newborn performance. And for the ladies, Femacure X capsules solves all your menstrual problems. Locate Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center at Adenta Barrier near the traffic light. Ashaman, Ajay Kojo, Kumasi, Ahirima Kokobing, and in Accra, Ministries after the Ghana Highways Yard. Call 0244 068 447. We accept National Health Insurance card and all other private insurance card. Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, your ultimate solution for prostate problems.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi, the star boy. Desi,
Papa Randy,
what's going on?
Yeah, all is good. Except that what's happening in Niger is trending on Twitter. So when you get on Twitter, you find that coup is trending in there. We'll talk about that and also some of the comments this morning coming in. But honorable. The 5 a.m. there, people finish praying, you know, the boom. Oh yeah, what you pay, you know, like, share the link, that's it. Anyway, let's start with the comments on the show this morning. As always, there's a hashtag Good Morning Ghana, or you can tweet at Metro TV on Twitter and also our Facebook audience. We're very grateful. Lottie Jones says that it seems the NPP has two sets of communicators. When there's good news to communicate, there are people who do that, and they include ministers and deputies. But when there is a scandal like this, then the other set will come. They have no reputation to protect. That's from Lottie Jones on Twitter. Patrick Jesse says that Nana Akuma is just deliberately beating about the bush. Okay, on Facebook. And Ayana Isaku says, Rani, you are #1 journalist in Ghana. I like the way you protect your job and integrity. Okay, thank you. On behalf of Doc. And Festus also says, Kwesi's case is being tried on daily basis so that they can finish with it for him to go and do his work. All right, so that's what Festus Ose Owusu says there. And this one says that the NPP man is too humble to be a politician. Is it that it is? Is it because things are not going on well with this government, or that's how he is? Doc, you've known enough for a very long time. That's how he is, right? He said he's too humble to be a politician.
He's been a politician half of his life.
Okay, so yeah, he's just cool like that. He's just cool like that. So those are some of the comments coming in. Let's move on to Niger and talk about the coup that happened a couple of days back, and lots of reactions coming in. We are hearing that reports. The French president, people are calling Tinubu, the ECOWAS chair, all coming in. And let's read some of the comments that people are sharing about this particular situation in Niger. Very unfortunate one though. But this one says that what happened in Nigeria in February 2023 presidential elections. Okay, we'll go on with that. But this one says, who creates coup in Africa? It's France. Why today she's embarrassed to see their prodigy removed from power. They arrived by electrical hold up, but today it's not a coup. It's a rapid restoration of constitutional order. So that's one of the tweets about the situation in Niger. This one says that they will manage the instability, the dysfunctional democracy as part of the instability in West Africa, so it is clearly good enough for them. There's no difference between a military coup and a democratic coup. Okay, I can't talk about that though. Let's move on to the other tweets as we have. So that's a picture when the announcement was made on national television about the coup. This one says that I do think the peace talks are essential because this coup could set a bad precedent in West Africa. Engaging with them, especially on the side of democracy, could send a message for our intolerance for military dictatorship. All right, so I'm going to take Doc's thought on this, and if the ECOWAS chair, that is that case, Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, has got, you know, some real stuff on his hands with the situation.
Okay, so, well, there'll be the usual statement. I mean, calling on people to do this and that. And that. But the man now, he has too many problems at his backyard. He has too many. The removal of subsidies on petroleum products and all that.
Yeah.
Tinubu has his own problems.
Yeah, so...
But as for the statement, it's usual.
It's the usual, as I tell you.
The EU has released it. Later they will release it. They will call on the military people to stop what they are doing and go back to the barracks and not harm the president and his family. You know, that template is there. It's just the signature that will change. So they'll just call the secretary to
just, you know, put them across.
Yeah, just put it on a letterhead, and then they probably even have a Tinubu's signature, the electronic one. They'll just put it on it and issue.
Oh, that's more. Anyways, the Nigerians are slamming their own president, so we'll see how that actually goes. So, Doc, these and many more have been trending, especially as the football season draws near. A lot of transfers are going on here and there, and so we'll bring you some of the details. But this week, Doc, you remember the interview you had here about the National Development Convention by the Church of Pentecost? Yeah. So yesterday they're calling for a National Integrity Council. National Integrity Council.
To do what?
Oh, they said they wanted like to be in the stature just like the Peace Council
and
to ensure that there's no further moral decadence in the Ghanaian society.
Well, I mean, there could be a good reason, but I don't know if the creation of another bureaucracy is the solution.
Okay.
We have too many dysfunctional bureaucracies.
Okay. For National Integrity Council. I'm
not saying there's no need for it. For the need to do something like this.
Like that.
I'm sure that if you interrogated, you'd find out that maybe there even exists one or more institutions whose mandate includes doing things like this. But as usual, for us, law is enactment. We have set the thing up and we're finished.
You know that.
In those societies that we are envious of and proud of, for them, law is enforcement. That's the difference. So, like I said, I'm usually not too sold on creation of bureaucracies, knowing who we are and how we do things.
But it was at that meeting that former President Mahama met the Vice President too. And there was a picture that was trending that, you know, why this man, why not this, something like that. But after that, President Mahama did an interview, and he says, "You haven't been on a ballot sheet before, so make you relax." Yeah, let's play that quick one.
I was listening again, you know, in terms of the breaking the 8 issue, and I think it was the Vice President. I said, "Oh, Mahama, we beat him before, and we'll beat him again." Have you heard him say that? Did you hear the statement?
Well, I didn't hear him say, but I read it.
Okay.
And this thing, he says he knows how to beat me, and
yeah, he knows how
he's beaten me before. That's what I saw. That he's beaten me before,
and
he knows how to beat. He's beaten me twice, and he knows how to beat me again. But I've never run against him. His face has never been on a presidential ballot paper. So how can you say you've beaten me? I've never run against you as a candidate. It's Nanado I ran against in 2012. I beat him. And then in 2016, he won. 2020, he won. So even between Nanado and I've won once, he's won twice. It's just that he's not going to run again. But I'm sure if he was running again, I would have equalized and, you know, taken him out of office.
Like, be 2-1. But Dr. Bobby, he faced no day that he talked before. So like,
you see him face for ballot paper before?
I don't see. I've voted before, but me, I know how to beat him. But people are requesting a song for Dr. Bawumia. Fanoform.
Huh?
Fanoform.
The Asin song.
Yes. Say all that. 10.
Okay.
Until I say Fanoform. Fanoform. So like.
I thought that was Asin NDC song in Asin.
Yeah, but as it did, they take from the top.
Oh, okay.
That one. Okay. So these are really what's trending. We'll see how that one goes. We saw the sheet right from number 1 to number 10.
Who played that song?
DJ Azonto.
Huh?
Oh, there's a DJ called DJ Azonto.
He played that song.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I say Allah. Hey, you'll find the phone. So
there's a video of the song.
Oh, I think so. I mean, it was trending. So there'll be TikTok videos and all that. Yeah. So you're gonna see Vice President's final form there, like very soon.
You mean there's a video of him?
No, very soon.
Okay.
I'm sure as I put it here, maybe they'll consider it and they'll give me my royalties. Anyway, look, that's it for the trade today. Today's Friday, tomorrow is Saturday. We are all in for Mr. Exclusive. Yeah, so they go through tomorrow.
Unfortunately, I won't be in town.
Yeah.
So I'll miss it. Yeah. But of course, he has my full support.
Yes.
You know, I really wanted to be there, but there's something I can't.
Yeah,
I can't. But all of you are going to be there.
Oh,
Sky will be there. Yeah. The management team will be there. Everybody will be there.
That's how we support those who want to marry.
Mm.
Yep. So on that note, my name is Desifedi in the Starboy. Today we've got Ohima Mercy and Pat Thomas coming through on a 10-minute review.
Huh?
Ohima Mercy
and
Pat Thomas. They're coming for a 10-minute review today at 3 p.m. So people should watch it. Yeah. All right. That's it's a wrap for today.
Okay. So I wish you well. Is Kumasi joining you for the wedding? Or is somebody else? Somebody else is joining you.
Yeah, the go plus the fam. Like, I mean, we are going together as one.
You and who?
All of us here.
I've not asked about your
I'm
colleagues.
going with Jennifer, with everybody, because I'll come here, we'll all go together. So. No, hey. Let me go in peace. Today's Friday.
Anyway, has your face ever been on a ballot paper?
No.
You've never contested an election?
No, I've never.
Okay.
I've always been the one who likes to go and interview and ask them the questions, but not the one on there.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So enjoy the weekend.
But maybe I'll go to my hometown.
Your hometown as MP.
Yeah.
Where's your hometown?
Tutuekapim.
That's your hometown.
Yeah.
You want to go and contest as MP?
One day.
One day. Okay. There's only. Okay. Then to win, then you must join a particular party if you want to win.
I get it.
You get it.
I get it.
Okay. All right. So that'll be for GMG this week. We'll see you next Monday. The weekend is here, and everything you do, exercise moderation. And our commiserations to Commodore Steve Obimpe. His wife will be laid to rest this weekend, and the service is currently ongoing at the Christ the King Church here in Accra, and then the body will be taken to the Volta region after the service in Accra. So our commiserations to Commodore Steve Obimpe and his entire family on the demise of his wife. All right, up next, Metro Sports.